class, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to aplusstudents.com. You need to go to the website. And once you're on the website, you need to go to mathematics, because this is a maths lesson. And for grade 5, you're having a lesson for grade 5. The name of the topic is multiplication. I'll give you the lesson number and the chapter number. The lesson number, the chapter number is 11. The chapter number is 11. And the lesson number for today is also 11. The name of the lesson is multiply 3 or more numbers. Okay, we are multiplying 3 or more numbers. And we will be looking at word problems for today. We will solve questions which will have statements. Okay, so let's go to grade 5 maths, grade 5. Chapter number 11 is multiplication, and the lesson for today is also 11. Okay, let me just copy the first question on the screen so that we have it on the screen. Then we'll try to solve it together. The most important thing in a word problem is you need to highlight the information that is being given to us. Okay, so if this is the question given to us, okay, sorry, let's read the question together and let's see what they're asking us to do. Meanwhile, I'll just align this. Okay, each student writes 7 pages. Okay, there's a writing session per student, and this is given to us. Okay, so the question says the students at Gabe's school are keeping journals. They have 5 journal writing sessions per week. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to highlight, okay, sorry, per week. Okay, and each student would do certain work. Each student writes 7 pages in each session, right? 5 weeks. So they will write in the journal for 5 weeks. How many journal pages will 10 students? If there are 10 students, how many pages they will write together? Okay. So depending on the question, we highlight the values. Okay. What we say that is they have to write 5 journal writing sessions per week. Agreed? That means 5 sessions per week, and each student is writing 7 pages. Okay, multiply by the number of students. The total number of students were 10. Okay, and this was our question number 1. So the easiest way to solve this is 7 times 5 is 35. And whenever we are multiplying a number that is ending with a 0, what we do is we remember how many zeros are there. There's a single 0, right? And 35 is multiplied by 1. What is 35 multiplied by 1? Sorry. They write down for 5 weeks. Okay. They have 5 journal sessions per week. They have 5 journal sessions per week. They have 5 sessions. Each student write 35, right? So what happens over here is they had 5 journal sessions per week. Each student was writing 35, right? Per week. 35 pages, right? They write in journals for 5 weeks. This is given as per week information, right? And they are writing it for 5 weeks. So let's simplify this. This is how much? This is 350. We multiply it by 5 weeks. This was the work done by 10 students per week. When we multiply it by 5, it becomes 1,750 journal pages. 10 students would write in 5 weeks. Or we could have simply done was 5 multiplied by 7 multiplied by 10 multiplied by 5 in a single go. But since this question has two values that are 5, it might confuse us, right? This was sessions per week. Sessions per week. And this was 5 weeks because this work was done for 5 weeks, right? So just to identify between the values, we did them separately, okay? Hi, everyone. Okay, let's try the next question. Can I have your focus over here? The question says the movie theater charges $4 per ticket. They're charging $4 per ticket. And let's see if we can rearrange this. Okay. They have 5 rows seats. They have 5 rows of seats and 4 seats in each row. Agreed? I'm just putting the statement over here so that it is easier for us to read the statement. We need to find the sale for each show. Okay. So let's see what will be the sale for each show. The second question states that a movie theater charges $4 per ticket, right? If they have 5 rows and 4 seats in each row, that means how many rows are there? Row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, row number 4, and row number 5. And there were how many seats? There were 4 seats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Agreed? So how many seats would be there in total? That would be simply 5 multiplied by 4. That means 20 seats in the total. Agreed? Or what we can say is we can directly multiply 4 multiplied by 5. That was 4. 5 multiplied by 4 gives us 20 seats, and that was $4 per ticket, right? That means $80 is the total amount the show will earn. Or we can break up the values. We say that is $4 per ticket. There were 5 rows and 4 seats in each row, and still we get the same answer, right? We can simplify, we can break up the values, or we can multiply them directly. Okay, so we can say the theater will earn $80. Do we agree? The theater earns $80 per show. Okay, so moving ahead to the next question. The next question we have is a school is selling cookies. A school is selling cookies as a fundraiser. Okay, we need to find the total number of cookies that have been sold. Okay, or that can be sold. So for this question, they're saying, okay, I'll just align this. Students can sell 3 boxes of cookies each. How many can 10 students sell, right? Let's resize. Okay. For question number 3, it says a school is selling cookies as a fundraiser. Each box contains 3 cookies. If one box has 3 cookies, each student can sell 3 boxes of cookies only, right? That means how many cookies are being sold by one student? Okay, we can say that there are 3 cookies in a box, right? And a student can sell only 3 boxes. That means each student is selling only 9 cookies, right? And they were saying there were how many students? They were saying there were 10 students. That means if one student is selling 9, 9 times 10, we know that when we multiply numbers ending with a 0, 9 multiplied by 1 would be 9, and we simply put down a 0. Okay, so we can say that 10 students, yes, 10 students can sell 90 cookies. Agreed? Okay. So, thank you. For the next question, the question says, an airline owns 7 planes. Okay. And they are carrying passengers from one place to another. So if this was the question given to us, okay, let me just realign. I just realign so that our data is right in front of us, okay? Okay, this was given to us in question number 4. An airline owns 7 airplanes, right? Every airplane has 9 rows of seats with 9 seats in each row. That means there were 9 rows, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there were 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That means 9 and 9. So we don't know that 9 multiplied by 9 would be 81 seats, right? Per plane. Okay. And how many planes were there? There were 7 planes. Each plane had 9 rows with 9 seats. This was rows and these were the seats, right? To be multiplied by how many trips they made in a makes 2 flights a day, 2 trips per day, right? Each plane makes 2 flights. That means we can say 7 is multiplied by, we know that 9 multiplied by 9 is 81, multiplied by 2. We can multiply 81 by 2 is 162, right? 8 times 2 is 16, and this comes out to be 162. That means 7 is multiplied by 162. We can multiply over here. 162 is multiplied by 7. 2 times 7 is 14. 4 and 1. 6 times 7 would be 42. Plus 1 is 43. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. That means the total comes out to be 1,134 passengers they can carry each day. Okay, do we agree on this? The multiplication, okay, the multiplication order is your choice, but we need to remember that we need to multiply 7 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 2. What we could have done was 7 multiplied by 9, 63 multiplied by 9, and then we multiply by 2, right? The order of multiplication would not make any difference to us, right? Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, a pizza shop charges $2 per slice. Okay, let me just put the question on the screen. Okay. And what they're saying is, for this question, a pizza shop, question number 5, charges $2 per slice. They cut whole pizza into 10 slices. One pizza into 10 slices. They make 10 different types of pizzas, right? How much money will they make? How much money will they make if they sell 5 of each type, right? So let's do that. How many pizzas? See, $2 per slice. How many slices were there? There were 10 slices. Agreed? And how many types of pizzas were there? There were, that means $20 earning per pizza. There were 10 different types of pizzas, right? But if these were just the types, okay, and these were slices, the number of slices and the types. Now what they're saying is, if they are selling 5 of each type, so the easiest way to do this is to multiply by 10. Multiply by 10 would be 100. Multiply by 5. 2 into 100 is 2 multiplied by 100 is 200 times 5, and we know that whenever we have a number ending with 0, we simply multiply. 2 into 5 was 10, and we put down the number of zeros, right? So that means how many? Yes, 100 slices, $2 each. That means they're making $200, but they're making 5 of each type. That means the pizza parlor would make $1,000 for selling these many slices of pizzas, right? Do we agree? Yes, thank you. Moving on to the next question. The next question we have is, a town council wants light bulbs, okay? They want to replace the light bulbs. Let's see what can be done over here. Okay, if they want to replace the light bulbs, I'll do question number 6. Okay, if this is our question number 6. A town council wants to replace all the light bulbs in the street light. Each bulb would cost $4. The price of one bulb is $4. There are 8 street lights on each street. So can we write this as one bulb cost was $4 multiplied by the number of street lights. There were 8 on each street. How much would it cost to replace on 10 streets. This was number of streets, and this was the number of bulbs, right? Per street. So can we multiply these numbers together? 4 times 8 is, we know that 4 times 8 would be 32. Multiply by 10, and whenever we are multiplying a number that is ending with a 0, we just count the zeros. 32 multiplied by 1 is 32, and we put down the 0. But they're talking about the cost. That means the unit is dollars. So we can say it will cost dollars 320 to replace all light bulbs on 10 streets. Agreed? Okay. Moving ahead to the next question. The next question says, do we have any questions up till now? If there is any query, any question, please ask me. Please do let me know. Okay. Thank you. Let's move ahead. Yes, $320. Okay. So when we move on to the next question, the question number 7 states that a party store ordered balloons, right? Each box contains 10 bags of balloons, right? There are 10 bags, and there are 7 balloons in each bag. Okay. So if I order, okay, let's see further what they're asking us. Each shipment contains 8 boxes of balloons, right? Each shipment, right? So we can always find for one shipment, right? One shipment can have a box, right, which has 10 bags in it. Okay, so what we can say is, if we are finding for one shipment, so we can say there are 10 bags multiplied by 7 balloons per bag multiplied by 8 boxes, right? So if we multiply them, we get the answer for one shipment. So can we find it for one shipment? We know that 7 multiplied by 8 is 56. Multiplied by 10 would be 500. This is per shipment, right? So how many shipments were they talking about? They had a total of 9 shipments. Can we multiply? We are doing word problems today in which we are multiplying 3 or more than 3 numbers together, right? So 560 multiplied by 9, we can say 560 when multiplied by 9 would mean 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 6 is 54. We'll leave the 4, we carry the 5. 9 times 5 is 45 plus 5 would be 50, right? So we can say that when we multiply 560 by 9, it comes out to be 5040. So what is this? How many balloons, right? So we say there would be 5040 balloons in 9 shipments. Let's see again. See, 560 came out per shipment. If we already found what is the number of balloons in a shipment, then we look at the number of shipment. Those were 9, so we simply multiply by 9. Okay. The next one is a candy company puts 9 pieces of candy in each box. Let me just copy this. Okay. So the question number 8 says this. Okay. And let's highlight the information given. They're puts 9 pieces of candy in each box. One box has 9 pieces. The boxes are arranged across 5 across, 1 deep, and 3 high. Okay, so this is something like this: 5 across, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right? We can say these are the boxes. Okay, I'm just trying to do this. It's a rough sketch. Okay, if 5 across and 1 deep, right, and 3 high, that means each box will have how many boxes overlapping it? There would be 3 boxes on top of each box, right? Okay, I would try to do it in this manner. If this was a box given to us, okay, then we'll have another box. I'll just try to make it again so that this is box number 1, box 2, box 3, box 4, right? We are looking at from the side. And these were the boxes. So we had 5 boxes. 5 boxes had 1 row, 1 deep, and they were 3 high. That means they were on top of each other. There was 1 row, then there was another row, and there was third row. That means it had 3 heights. So how many boxes would be there in total? There were 5 over here, 3 as the height, and 1 deep. This was 1. So how many total boxes are there? Cannot understand? Okay, let's do it again. If 5 across means 5 boxes are kept on the floor in a single row, that is 1 deep, one deep over here, 1 box, and 5 at the bottom, and they were stacked 3. This is 1 box, 2 box, and this is the third box. That means there are 3 boxes stacked on top of each other. That means how many total boxes are there? There would be 5 on the floor, 1 deep, and 3 as the height. That means there are total 15 boxes, right? Okay. And they have told us that the company puts 9 pieces of candy in each box, right? So if there were 15 boxes, multiply by how many candies? 9 candies, right? So how many candies will be there altogether? How many candies would be there altogether? 9 multiplied by 15 is 135 pieces of candies in a shipping crate, right? Or the easiest way to do is you take the dimensions, you simply write 5 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 9, and it still holds as the same answer. That would be 135. You can multiply the numbers together also, or logically you find the number of boxes, and then you show that you're multiplying it by the number of candies in each box. Okay, so that is your choice how you represent the data. Okay, this could be your. Okay, let's see. Let's have a look at the next question. The next question we have is, it's each school bus has 4 rows. Okay, let's see if we're talking about buses and rows and the seating capacity. Okay, if each school bus has 4 rows on it, this was question number 9. There are 4 rows of seats, right? That means row number 1, row number 2, row number 3, and row number 4. There are 4 rows in the bus and 3 students in each row. That means 1 seat, 2, 3, right? So can we say how many seats would be there? You don't have to draw this drawing. I'm just trying to explain, right? There were 4 rows and there were 3 columns, right? So can we say that 4 multiplied by 3, that is 12 seats per bus, right? Okay. The high school owns how many buses? They own too many buses, right? Two buses. That means if there were 12 seats multiplied by 2 buses, it should be 12 multiplied by 2 should be 24 seats. That means 24 students can be accommodated, right? Or we can show this as 4 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 2 as well. We can do the working separately and bring down this value. We can start from here because we've already shown the working, right? We've shown the logical reason why we are using a 24. Okay, let's try another question. Let's see. A store sell boxes of tissues. Okay, let's see what happens to this. Just a moment, please. Question number 10. Okay. If question number 10 says a store sells boxes of tissues that have 10 tissues in each box. Okay. There are 10 tissues in per box. The boxes are arranged. They're telling about the arrangement. 8 across. We can see 8 in the front and 7 deep, right? That means 7 at the back. How many tissues are there on each shelf, right? First we need to do is number of boxes, right? So there were 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. This is your view, which what you can see in the front, right? But what they are saying is they are 7 deep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What they are telling us that there are 7 boxes total of 7 boxes kept over here. This would be 3, this would be 4, this would be 5, 6, and 7, right? So when you are standing over here in the front, what you can see is you can see the arrangement of 8, right? But you also know that there were 7 stacked one after another, right? So can we find the total number of boxes? That would be 8 multiplied by 7, right? 8 multiplied by 7 would be 56 boxes over there. And each box has how many tissues in it? Tissues in each box? There were 56 boxes multiplied by 10 tissues per box. That means 500 60 tissues are there on each shelf. Agreed? Or what we can do is directly we look at the dimensions. It says 8 across 7, right? 8 across and 70. 8 multiplied by 7, and how many were in each box? There were 10. So we can still say 560, right? So it depends on your approach. How do you want to do it? Showing that, yes, there would be 560 tissues, okay? So you can do it either. What I did was I showed that there would be boxes. I did the boxes separately. Then I did the multiply with the number of tissues, okay? Okay. Let's see for the next one. After this, let's do some questions from the test. Okay. So the questions tells us a brick company is there. Okay. This is our question number 11. A brick company we have, and what they are doing is arranging bricks 6 across, 2 deep and 3 high, or 10 high, sorry. So if we need to count the number of bricks, right, we can say 6 were across, there were 8 deep, that means one behind another, and they were stacked up to 10. So can we say 6 times 8 is 48, multiply by 10? So we can say there are 480 bricks. Those were stacked in each crate, right? The company, there were 480 in each crate. The company puts 2 crates in each truck. Number of crates, right? That means 480 multiplied by 2 would be 960 bricks in each truck. Okay. Do we agree on this? Thank you. Let's try a question from the test. Let's do the test and let's see what can be the answer. Okay, just a minute. Let's begin with the test. And the question that they are saying is, just a minute, it takes a second to load. It's not loading. Yeah, it did. I'll just copy the question number 1. And I need to enlarge the size so that we can read this. Okay. Just a minute, please. I'll just resize it so that it's much more readable to us. There's a similar question that we did already, right? So it should not be very difficult for us. Okay. The first question says the town wants to replace all the light bulbs. Very similar to what we did, only the difference of the values. Each light bulb cost $4. There are 8 street lights on each street. How much will it cost to replace all the bulbs in the town on 10 streets? Can we have the answer? Option A or option B? It's okay, Job. We're just simply multiplying the numbers. We're doing word problems. So what should be the answer? Option A or option B? It's saying that they are, if we consider one street, there are 320. Okay, let's see. It says there are 8 streets, oh sorry, 8 bulbs on 10 streets, right? That would mean 80 bulbs altogether. And one bulb costed $4. Yes, thank you. Option A was the correct answer. Yes, thank you. Let's look at another question. Okay. A store sells boxes of tissue which have 10 tissues. Okay. Not very difficult. Let me just copy this. Sorry. Let me just realign this. A store is selling boxes of tissues, question number 2. And the options that are given to us are 600 and 560. Is it readable? It says 10 tissues in each box. Then boxes are arranged 8 across 7 deep. What they're asking is how many tissues are there on each shelf? Job, what is the answer? So can we say that? Option B. Thank you. How did we find? They were, thank you for the answer. 10 multiplied by, they were 8 across and 7 deep, right? Boxes. So this is 56. 10 multiplied, and we know that whenever we multiply a number ending with a 0, we simply put down a 0. Thank you. Let's click on the correct option. 560, that's correct. Okay. Let's look at the next one. It says an airline owns planes and they are rows and seats, rows and columns. And we have to take out how many passengers would they be able to move from one place to another in one day. This is question number 3. And the 2 given options are, I'll just copy the options. Meanwhile, can you people try? Give it a try. And these are the 2 given options we have. Job, focus. Can I have the answer? An airline owns 7 airplanes. Every plane has 9 rows of seats. There are 9 rows and 9 seats on each row. So how many total seats would be there? There would be 9 multiplied by 9, right? Option B. Thank you, Job. And there were 7 airplanes. And how many flights? 2 flights per day. So we can say 81 multiplied by 14. That means 81 multiplied by 10 is 810, right? And it should be nearer to 1000. So when we look at both, even we are not multiplying, when we look at both the answers, option A cannot be the answer. Why? Because that is 2000 over there, right? Let's see why. 81 multiplied by 14. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 8 is 32. Put a 0. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 8. 4, 3, and 11. So yes, option B is in the Option D is the correct option, right? Okay, we did a few questions. Please try to complete the remaining questions, okay? Practice them and give it a try, okay? Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Take care. Have a nice day. Bye.